Good evening, everyone. This is Pastors Dexter and Jeanette coming to you. Happy Monday. We're just going to wait until we have some people to begin joining in. I'm sure we'll be having some people to start joining here in just a moment. So we'll just give some people time to connect.
I'm trying to right by the signal. We may need to. Okay.
All right.
Actually, I think we just.
There's someone.
All righty. I think that someone is me.
Yeah, that's you.
Let me share.
And
Okay, there's Miss Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
hello, Miss Leslie.
Hope you're having a good Monday evening. If you can go ahead and share, Leslie, on your page, please. Invite some people to join us tonight. We're going to be talking about forgiveness in the family. You know, we're in our Save the Family campaign.
Yeah.
We're, actively promoting our web series, A House United talk series. We produced that to really save families, to really talk about, not just talk about issues that are impacting families and tearing them apart, but actually providing solutions.
Yeah.
We don't want to just talk about it. We want to help people out.
Oh, yeah.
And do what we can to help save families. So that's why we're on Monday nights live. We're very intentional about that. And tonight we're going to be talking about a really powerful topic, forgiveness in the family.
Now, I want to give a shout out to my childhood friend, Brad Latimer.
Brad Latimer,
joining us from Little Rock, Arkansas, I believe.
Awesome.
Brad's still in Little Rock. So
okay, great.
Yeah, welcome, Brad.
Welcome, Brad. If you can go ahead, Brad, and share on your page and let everybody know we're live. We're going to give this just maybe about another minute or so, and then we're going to jump in because a lot of people tune in after the broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're grateful that what we're discussing during these times is really having an impact in people's lives, and that's what we intend for it to do. Yeah. All right. Okay, well, we're gonna. You want to go ahead and just get started with our topic tonight about forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
We're gonna be talking about forgiveness specifically in the family, and the reality is that none of us can move forward as a family without crossing the threshold of forgiveness.
That's exactly right. We've certainly dealt with that.
Absolutely.
Throughout our 23 years.
Probably every day. Probably every day for just, not major stuff, but even minor stuff.
Yeah.
Just the reality is the truth is if you're going to be authentically, have an authentic, not just a Facebook happy home, y'all know what I'm talking about, but a real happy, healthy home. Yeah. If you're really going to enjoy a peaceful life as a family, not just husband and wife, but just a family, period. Yeah. You're going to not just have to learn how to forgive once.
Right.
Is it going to be just twice?
No, it's going to be.
Is it going to be just 3 times?
As many times as you have to.
It's going to be, I'm telling you, you're going to have to master forgiveness.
Yes.
You're going to have to master forgiveness if you're going to have any semblance of a healthy family life, relationship with your spouse, and then even your children, even your extended family, just period. Yeah. You're going to have to master that thing called forgiveness.
That's
I personally believe, when the disciples came to Jesus and asked him, how many times should I forgive my brother who offends me?
And he said 70 times 7.
No, and Peter said 7 times, or whoever it was said, I think it was Peter, said 7 times. And Jesus said, no, 70 times 7. So do you think Jesus really meant 490 times?
No.
What do you think he meant?
No, he was 7. 7 is number of perfection. It's the number of completion. And so 70 times 7, he was just telling him, forgive. You're going to have to perfect forgiveness.
Master forgiveness.
You're going to have to master forgiveness.
Yeah.
As many times as you need to forgive, then that's how many times you need to forgive.
Right. Why do you think forgiveness is so hard in the family?
Well, I think it's because we're so familiar with each other, and people that you love the most, they can hurt you the most.
Because the hurt is deeper.
The hurt is deeper. Yeah.
When it comes from a person who's supposed to love you.
Absolutely.
You know, you think about your
people
spouse.
Who you think who's supposed to be there to protect you, to love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they hurt you.
And they hurt you. You think in the family, that's where you get the unconditional love. That's where you get all the good stuff. But, you know, a lot of hurt happens in families.
Oh, God,
and this is not just a contemporary thing. You know, you can look anciently, is that a word?
Yeah, I believe so.
Biblically, scripturally, thousands of years ago. Even the very first family, you know, Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
What happened with Cain and Abel?
Abel became wrought with his brother. The Bible said wrought means angry.
Yeah.
He became jealous or upset.
Right.
You know, he thought that some way, or not Abel, I'm sorry, Cain.
Yeah.
Cain became angry at his brother Abel. And for some reason, Cain thought that his brother had wronged him. And Abel didn't know that he had done anything wrong other than obey God and do what God asked him to do, which was to bring a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And God didn't accept Cain's sacrifice. Cain became angry at his brother.
Yeah. And he did what? He murdered his brother.
He murdered him. He killed him.
He killed his brother.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, pain and issues in families, this is not just a modern thing. This has been going on since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
You know, pain in families. And I think sometimes that's why it's so hard to forgive in families, because in the family, you know, you're supposed to get love, but sometimes you get pain too. People hurt each other.
Absolutely.
And whether it's something big or it's something small.
Something small.
People hurt each other. And I personally believe, you know, it's inevitable.
It's inevitable. As long as we're in this flesh suit here, we're going to get our feelings hurt, and we're going to hurt feelings.
Yeah, you're going to hurt somebody, you're going to inflict pain on somebody, and you're going to have some pain inflicted on you in the marriage, in the family. And if you're going to move forward as a family, don't you believe everybody wants a good family life?
Oh, God, yes, yeah. Absolutely.
I just personally believe nobody wants to get a divorce.
No, nobody.
People get married not to get divorced. People get married to be happy.
Absolutely.
So not one person that is divorced wanted to be divorced when they got married.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to be happy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And siblings that are all out of joint with each other and all this chaos that's happening in their families. Nobody really wants it. I think they just don't know how to, you know, have a good family life. And so that's why we're here. That's why we're here tonight to really talk about. And we want to
remind you that have just joined us. That's what I was kind of going down on my phone doing, is inviting people. Please go and invite your friends. We want to get this content to as many people as possible. So share and invite.
Share and invite. All right.
All right.
So let's get into this thing about forgiveness. And what we want to do tonight, I know we hear topics all the time on forgiveness. And but we want to really share with you all tonight some things perhaps you don't know about forgiveness. We talked about why it's so hard to forgive in the family, because oftentimes the hurt from a family member goes deeper because they're supposed to love you.
Yeah.
You know, and you get just the opposite of that. Or sometimes it feels like it's the opposite of that. So the pain tends to be deeper in the family.
Right.
But we want to talk tonight also about why it is so absolutely necessary that we forgive.
Not just for the person you're forgiving.
Yeah.
But for you.
Yeah.
Most importantly, for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgiveness is critical.
Right. So let's just talk about forgiveness, what it is, what it isn't, and really how to do it. Because the truth is, you can learn how to forgive.
Yeah.
There's this book called Learning to Forgive, and really you can be taught how to forgive. That's why Jesus came so much teaching on forgiveness. You can be taught how to forgive. You can be taught anything. If you open up your heart, you can be taught how to forgive. And so that's what we're going to do just for a few minutes. You know, we don't like to be on live too long because, you know, it's challenging to engage for a long time. So we're going to just get right into some principles. I hope that'll help you. Take some notes down there. Make some comments.
And right in the chat and comment section. Make some notes so that people who come along and watch this, once it's archived, they can see your notes and actually pay attention to what's going on.
Exactly. So let's talk about what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is to let go of bitterness, resentment, and all expectation of punishment because of the pain caused by others.
Yeah.
Okay? It is to let go of the bitterness, let go of the resentment, and let go of all expectation of punishment on the other person because of pain. You know, I think that's a powerful part right there when he says, let go of the expectation of punishment. That's powerful, right?
Yeah, that means that I have no expectation to get even.
Yeah. And you don't want the person to be punished.
No.
Because of what they did to you. You let go of all of that.
I don't care how deep the pain was or the wound that was caused.
Yeah.
I have no expectation to see you punished.
Exactly. Forgiveness does not absolve someone from guilt. It just releases them from punishment.
Right.
So, for instance, if my husband were to just do something, just blatantly, just come in here and just for whatever reason, slap me across the face or whatever. Okay. He's guilty. Okay. For doing that. He's guilty for doing that. But when I forgive him for doing that, I'm not saying he didn't do it and he's not guilty for it or he's not wrong.
And you're not saying that it didn't hurt.
I'm not saying that it didn't hurt, it didn't happen. I'm just saying I release him from punishment for it.
Right.
Okay? Just like, of course, in our relationship with Christ. You know, when God forgave us, he forgave us. It wasn't that we weren't guilty for what we did. He released us from the punishment.
So we can forgive and still feel the sting of what happened.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely you can. So unforgiveness is holding on to hurt feelings. Unforgiveness is holding on to the bitterness. Unforgiveness is holding on to the grudge that was caused by the pain. It is holding the person who hurt you in contempt, even to the point of being vengeful and wishing or causing them harm. Now that's the danger of unforgiveness right there. Imagine the condition of the mind and the heart and the body of a person who's holding that level of unforgiveness in them. Unforgiveness, listen, is holding on to hurt feelings, holding on to bitterness, holding on to grudges caused by the pain. So somebody inflicted pain on you and then you double down on the pain by holding on to the bitterness and the grudges and all of that. You double down on it. You make it worse on yourself. It's a powerful thing. You know, oftentimes you can be unforgiving of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's equally dangerous.
Absolutely.
To not forgive yourself when you cause somebody some pain, when you've done something wrong. And the person may forgive you, but then you hold yourself in contempt. You can't forgive yourself.
Yeah, somebody did you wrong, and you think that it was your fault, and you blame yourself.
You blame yourself. Or what about if you do something wrong? You've done something wrong in your family.
Yeah.
What if you've done something that's brought some real deep hurt on your spouse?
Yeah.
That can be all kinds of things.
And you don't forgive yourself.
And the spouse forgives you, but then you still won't forgive yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's called condemnation, self-condemnation. And that's as dangerous a state as holding unforgiveness against somebody else.
Absolutely.
When you cannot forgive yourself, you won't be able to thrive in your family. You're also going to not just have to forgive a person who's inflicted pain on you, but you're going to have to forgive yourself for inflicting pain. It's really important. So that forgiveness is like a two-edged sword. You don't just forgive others, you have to be able to forgive yourself. If you're going to move forward as a family, if you're going to thrive as a family. Forgiveness is deep. It's really deep. Unforgiveness in the family, it creates anger. It creates
mistrust, fear,
tension.
Yeah.
So we can still be living together in the same house together, but still a lot of mistrust.
Oh yeah.
A lot of anger.
Right.
a lot of fear and tension in the relationship. You can still be coexisting, but because there really has not been deep forgiveness.
Yeah. And it makes you feel hopeless.
Can make you feel
It
hopeless.
make you feel like giving up altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. So unforgiveness, it blocks the way to the hope you want, the joy you want, the peace you want, the love you want in your relationship. It's there for the taking, but unforgiveness is blocking the way.
Until you forgive, you can't truly release love like you want to. You can't truly love, or it will not come out purely.
Okay.
I love illustrations. You know how I feel about illustrations. I think they're very helpful, just like Jesus used parables. Where I think of our body in terms of God giving us pores and how we sweat out. When we sweat, when we perspire, we sweat out not just sweat, but we sweat out toxins.
Yeah.
And I believe God intentionally gave us an outlet to get out of us things that were harmful for us that he didn't want us to hold on to.
Absolutely.
Well, unforgiveness is one of those things.
Yeah.
And God has given us an outlet to get that out of us. It is not good to take it. You were talking about taking offense and not forgiving, taking unforgiveness into yourself. Well, if you're taking that to yourself, you are bringing into yourself something that's very harmful, not just to your mental and emotional state, but to your body, to your physical state.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has physical repercussions.
Oh, God, yeah, that's all proven. Unforgiveness raises blood pressure, depletes immune system, stiffens joints, makes you more easily depressed. It produces fatigue. It creates lack of focus. It causes you to hold on to excess weight. Unforgiveness has a look, you guys.
It has a look.
Yeah, unforgiveness has a look.
It's
an energy. You know, and anybody's been in a home or around a couple where there's just this underlying tension right there between them. It's generally always unforgiveness.
Yeah.
Between them, they just haven't forgiven deeply or completely in that relationship. It can be done.
Yeah.
One more thing I want you to tell you about unforgiveness is that it actually perpetuates negative cycles in the family.
Yeah.
Unforgiveness perpetuates negative cycles in the family. So unforgiveness is like an umbilical cord that keeps you tied to the pain. Unforgiveness actually feeds the pain. Unforgiveness makes the pain grow. Unforgiveness can pass the pain to the next generation. When you don't forgive, you can easily retain the sin in yourself and you can become like the person that you hate. Unforgiveness in the family is just, gosh, that's so many negative effects. But forgiveness in the family can leave just a wonderful blessing within the family. So let's talk about some fallacies about forgiveness that really disempower people to let it go.
Yeah.
And some of this, if you're having a difficult time letting something go, you might be believing these lies.
Yeah.
Because they're lies.
Yeah.
The enemy is a liar.
Yeah.
And he might be feeding you these lies. And so we want to expose these lies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let's expose them.
Let's expose the lies. So one of the things that you might be thinking, if you're really having difficulty forgiving, you might be thinking forgiveness means that it didn't happen. So for me to forgive somebody is to ignore it and act like it didn't happen.
No, the truth is,
what's the truth?
Forgiveness, it actually begins with the acknowledgement that the thing happened.
That this did happen.
That's the truth of the matter.
Yeah. That's where it begins.
You acknowledge.
Yeah.
Forgiveness begins with you acknowledging that this hurt me or that did happen.
That this did happen. It did happen. It's not ignoring it. It's not saying it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ignore that like it didn't happen. No. True, you can ignore it, but the pain's still going to register.
Yeah.
It did happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So true forgiveness, when you really get ready to let it go, if I were leading you in forgiveness, the first thing we would do is I'd take you back to when it happened. And we face it. It happened.
We got to confront it.
We've got to confront it.
It happened.
Okay, the second fallacy about forgiveness is it's a lie. You may be thinking that if I forgive, it means it didn't hurt me. Forgiveness means it didn't hurt.
Well, here's the truth.
What's the truth?
Acknowledging the pain.
You've got to acknowledge the pain.
Acknowledging that hurt me very badly.
Exactly.
That hurt me deeply.
Yes.
But not getting lost there.
Yeah. In fact, you can forgive someone and still be in the healing
Still
process.
be healing. Absolutely.
You can forgive someone and while you're still hurting. When we've had moments with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And had to apologize. And you say, I accept your apology or whatever, but the truth is, it still
stings
stinging.
a little bit. Yeah. It still
It's still
stings.
stinging.
Yeah.
It still hurts.
Yeah.
But what that means is I've absolved you from punishment. I'm not, vengeful towards you or wishing anything bad on you. I love you. But I can still be healing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So forgiveness begins with the acknowledgement of the pain.
Absolutely.
Okay? The third lie or myth or fallacy that can really disempower you to forgive. Forgiveness means you are weak.
Oh, my.
You forgive.
That's
means
far
you're
from the truth.
What's the truth?
The truth is that it takes great strength to forgive, to find the depth of inner fortitude to forgive.
Yeah.
You have to reach down in your innermost constitution
Yeah.
to forgive, especially when you've experienced deep pain.
Yeah.
So it takes great
It
strength.
takes great strength.
Great strength to forgive someone who has wounded you or who has hurt you.
Think about, we have to go to Jesus.
Oh,
He was the master of it.
Lord, yes.
He was on that cross dying for the guilty, innocent as he could be. What did he say?
Father, forgive them.
While he was dying.
Woo.
They had punctured they said that he had punctured his lungs. Can you imagine how difficult it was for him to even get a breath? You're talking about strength right there. Some of the final words he said with pain, even get a breath, was, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing.
Right.
So it takes strength to forgive. It does not mean you're weak. It takes strength. And then the fourth lie, forgiveness means you are a fool. Girl, you are a fool if you forgive that man.
Well, here's the truth. The truth is, no, you're not a fool. You're being wise.
Yeah.
Not to live or get stuck in the moment of that pain.
Absolutely. For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
You are wise enough to choose not to live in torment
You're
for the
wise
rest of your
enough
life.
to choose not
You're
to live
wise
in
enough
torment.
to choose
Yes.
life.
Yes, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're wise enough to take back control of your happiness. You're wise enough to take back control of your health. You are wise enough to stay in good relationship
with God. Yes.
Because the Bible says if you don't forgive others, He won't forgive you.
He won't forgive you.
You're wise. To me, forgiveness means I'm no fool. I'm wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so those are just some things that about forgiveness, that really some lies that you could possibly believe about be forgiving. Some lies you could be believing about forgiveness is actually disempowering you to forgive. Now here's my personal favorite. I'll forgive, but I won't forget. People say that all the time.
Oh my goodness.
And I think that's perhaps the biggest lie you can ever get stuck in right there.
Absolutely.
Is that I'll forgive,
but I won't forget.
Now, let me address this, and I'm going to go to some positive psychology coaching mumbo jumbo with you. It's really powerful. But you need to know this about your mind. Did you know that thoughts actually take up space in the mind?
Oh, yeah.
So literally, thoughts can be measured. This is all science. Thoughts can be measured, and they take up space in the brain.
Right. And
so when you say, I'll forgive, but I won't forget, what I want you to see from now on is that negative, of that offense, that thing that happened, that painful thing that happened, you remember it. But when you forgive, that means you've forgiven because there's no more pain attached to the memory. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's no more pain attached to the memory. So that's one way to know that you've really forgiven. We can remember it. I can remember when the thing happened. But when I think about it, it doesn't create negative emotion for me anymore. That's the number one sign that you've really let it go.
Right.
It doesn't create any negative emotion for you. It's just a memory. But here's what I practice in my life, because I know thoughts take up space in the brain and all that kind of stuff. When something happens, an offense happens, a negative experience, a painful experience, somebody does something crazy, says something crazy to me, as quickly as possible, I treat it like mental trash. I throw it away.
Wow.
I throw it away because I understand that it's taking up space in my mind, in my brain, it's literally taking up space in my brain. So I treat it like mental trash. I throw it away so I can have room for positive experiences.
That's so good.
So many people, they stay so camped out in the negative experiences, so camped out in the pain, rehearsing over and over and over what happened to them, experiencing the pain over and over and over and over and over again. They literally
leave no
do
room
not
to
have
enjoy
mental room for new positive experiences. So I personally practice, I forgive, and as quickly as possible, forget it. Because I have to create space for positive experiences. So I say, treat it like trash, treat it like mental trash, and throw it away as quickly as you can. So that you can keep space for positive experiences. That's what we practice with each other.
So the question is can you be taught to forgive?
Oh God, yes, you can be taught. We're teaching you right now. Actually, right now, science has shown, as you're listening to this lesson on forgiveness, as you're even considering forgiveness, as you are even thinking about it, if they run these tests on people, just listening to a message on forgiveness, people's blood pressure starts going down.
Wow.
As they're even considering forgiving. Did you know? That's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Is you even considering forgiving. And so forgiveness is, I think, one of the most critical things we can be taught in the family to move forward as a family.
Forgiveness and family should go hand in hand.
Oh, that's good.
Forgiveness and family should go hand in hand. Because the family is where we should be able to be strengthened and grow. And that happens in the place where we learn to release forgiveness toward the other.
Right. So I'll tell you this little secret I have with my husband, ladies. I'll share this with you and your spouse. Husbands, you can share it. Have this little secret, go with your wife. But, I forgive before I'm asked. So this, this is one of my personal principles for thriving in life. Is in being in the people business. We don't just have a natural family, we're a spiritual family. And so we're in the people business, and we deal with people all the time. That's what we do, and it's impossible to be in this world and deal as much with people as we do and not have offenses.
Oh God,
intentional, unintentional, it's just gonna happen. When you're in the people business, it just happens. We live in this house with all these girls, and oh God. And so I get that, forgiveness is my greatest principle for thriving. And so with my husband, I forgive before I'm asked. So if he does something, that rubs me the wrong way or whatever, usually, thank God, it's nothing ever major. Rarely ever major, but y'all know, it's just human beings living with each other. I forgive him before he asks. In my mind, forgiven. So I literally, and this is about the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit gave me this. He literally showed me this one day. I guess we were in a moment or something with each other, probably maybe a little season with each other. I don't know. But I literally saw in the Spirit, on your head was written forgiven. And so your identity with me is forgiven. I can't explain it like I saw it that day. But my husband's state of affairs with me is always forgiven. So before he asks, I have already forgiven him. Before he even knows he hurt my feelings, I have already forgiven him. Before he knows he did anything wrong and realizes he's got to need to come and say, I'm sorry, I kid you not, I have already forgiven him, because I so desperately want to thrive and live joyfully in this life and stay in good communion with the Father, because I so desperately need my Father.
You know why that is?
That your state of affairs with me is always forgiven. But should he ask? Absolutely, yes, he should ask. Absolutely.
But you know why that is? Why you are able to see like that is because you allow yourself to see through the eyes of God the Father. Because it is through God's eyes that's what he sees when he looks at us.
Ooh, see, I ain't never made that connection.
He sees forgiveness.
He sees forgiveness.
He sees forgiven. They are forgiven. They are forgiven.
Your identity
with
the Father
because he
is
sees
forgiven.
He sees the blood of his Son.
Oh, my goodness.
And the blood says forgiven.
The blood says forgiven.
Says memory erased.
My God.
That's why he takes our sin. He throws them to the sea of forgetfulness. Never to remember them again.
Because he don't want to remember that stuff. He wants to have positive experiences with you. So he throws the negative stuff into the sea of forgiveness.
Throws into the sea of
to
forgetfulness.
keep space for positive. Your positive future.
That's so good.
So y'all see how this thing works? If you want to thrive as a family, if you want to move forward as a family, you got to master this thing called forgiveness.
Babe, I'm seeing something. We really need to help the people here.
Okay.
This cannot be, what we're teaching you cannot be done in the flesh.
Woohoo! Come on.
A human being feels.
Oh yeah.
We feel deeply.
We feel deeply, yeah.
It's the way God, the Creator, He created us.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to go to God the Father. And you have to stay close in His presence and attached and connected to His agape love.
Yeah.
Agape love is unconditional love.
Yeah.
It is love that loves under pressure, under strain.
Whew.
That's what I've learned about the love of God.
Strong.
It's strong. It's
God.
pliable. That it can be pushed on. It can be pushed against, but it will not break.
It will not break.
It is unbreakable under pressure and under strain. And so you must stay connected with the agape love of God.
Yeah.
And let God love through you. And literally see through the eyes of God, like I just shared with my wife, the reason she saw forgiven written on my forehead is because she allowed herself her eyes to become aligned with the Father's. And so that she can see me the way the Father sees us.
Yeah, forgiven.
As forgiven.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's made a huge difference.
That's made
for me
a huge
when
difference.
I saw that in prayer, that forgiving was written across your head, and your state of affairs with me was always forgiven, even before you asked.
Yeah.
I mean, really, do I really practice that with you? Am I just
absolutely. No. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I really practice that with my husband, and it keeps me a joyful person.
And you know what? I've learned the older I get, I'm quick to ask forgiveness.
He is.
I'm quick. I don't wait.
I could do better with asking forgiveness.
Yeah.
I'm confessing before I.
But I have to do it a lot.
He does. I'll tell you the truth. I probably forgive quicker. I'm really quick to forgive. Not just him, but people, period. Because not for them, because of how I want to live. I love being happy. I love being healthy. And so I just let it go.
Yeah.
And
that's why I ask for forgiveness, because I love being happy.
Is that right?
I love being healthy. Because until I ask for forgiveness, I'm carrying around something, a potential offense that I've caused. You see? And that's just as much detrimental to me as the offense that I caused in you, possibly.
Yeah.
And so be quick to act. Don't just be quick to forgive.
Quick to
be
ask.
quick to ask for forgiveness. As a matter of fact, the Bible says if you think your brother has an offense against you, you don't even have to know that you have offended. If you think that you've done something wrong, leave your gift at the altar. God says, don't handle no business with me until you go handle business horizontally. So many times we try to handle business vertically, but God says, no, you must take care of the horizontal business first.
Wow.
And then you can handle business with me. So go and get that straight with your brother. Yeah. And the Bible says, agree quickly.
Ooh.
It says, agree quickly.
Sure does. Wow.
And then come back and make your gift to the Lord. So I hope this has been a blessing to you all. This has been a blessing. This has been a blessing to me. This is hope me, as we say where I'm from in Arkansas.
Hope me tonight.
This is hope me tonight.
Oh, y'all got any questions? We see so many of your comments online.
Hello, Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones, Mama Abby.
I hope y'all are enjoying the Windy City, you and Allison. And
Elisa.
Angela Seegers, Lipsy, up there in Michigan. welcome.
Christina, Vic,
Yeah, Crystal, Miss Mama Abby, our spiritual mother. Yeah. Hey, and Elisa, she just had a beautiful man child, Mr. Aiden. Listen, if you have any questions, please type questions very quickly right there in the comment section, and hopefully we can address any questions that you might have.
Pastor Strickland said unforgiveness is self-abuse.
Self-abuse. Pastor Strickland, that is so true.
It's self-abuse. You
so true.
let it go.
You all just go ahead and type whatever questions that you might have. Angela Lipsy, she asked earlier about what is true forgiveness. We've already covered it, but just go ahead and cover it just one more time.
True forgiveness is releasing all feelings of bitterness and vengefulness. It is not absolving someone of guilt, but it is releasing them from punishment, releasing them from the expectation of punishment, releasing them from the desire to see them punished, releasing them from all ill will. That is forgiveness. That is forgiveness. And when you release them, you're releasing yourself.
Raquel Divine said, what if someone won't forgive you? Hey, Raquel, thanks for letting us borrow your husband this past weekend.
Yeah, we enjoyed him. What if someone won't forgive? You know, that's up to them. It's completely up to them. It's up to you to ask for forgiveness.
It's up to you to ask.
Yeah, it's up to you to ask.
And now you can wash your hands.
Now you can wash your hands of it. Yeah, you wash your hands of it. Continue to pray for that person. Continue to love them. But, you know, that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
People have a free will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Continue to ask questions, you all. Continue to ask questions. Does anybody have any more questions for us? We don't want to hold you too much longer. We know that we want you to be able to enjoy the rest of your evening. Some of you need to put kids down for school tomorrow.
Well, a couple of things we always love to put
things of housekeeping.
Plug in for our digital talk series, A House United with Dexter and Jeanette Howard. And we have 6 episodes
that went live on September the 11th.
September
on your
11th.
birthday.
Yeah. They're all there to watch. ahouseunited.tv. You can watch all 6 of those episodes. They are great material for small groups,
small group Bible study,
couples ministries. Each episode has discussion questions that you can download on the website.
Our church is doing a couple of marriage small groups.
Yeah, we're doing our marriage small groups. The material they're using is our
House
our
United
show we produced.
Yeah.
And so encourage you to do that. Also, we have 2 live events coming up, a House United Live, and that is September 29th, just a couple of weeks in Fayetteville.
Not this Friday, but next Friday.
Next Friday night, the 29th.
At Mermaids
in
Seafood
Fayetteville,
in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We can't wait to see you, Fayetteville.
Yeah. And then Charlotte is October 6th at McCormick and
Friday night.
Schmick's South Park.
South Park.
And all that stuff is on ahouseunited.tv. My husband and I, we are considering prayerfully doing a tour next year in 2018 to take a House United on the road.
Yeah.
And so if you're a pastor, minister, somebody that
if
sounds
you lead a marriage ministry
and want to host us in your city, we'd love to come and do an event there.
How do they get in contact with us?
ahouseunited.tv.
Listen, we will be having a marriage retreat next year.
Next year, Charleston, South Carolina. And I don't know the date. It's in April, but it's on ahouseunited.tv. All right, you all. Thank y'all so much. God bless everybody. I pray that the love of God will overwhelm and overtake your heart and your house, and that the days for your family are ahead, are wonderful. I've been praying this over families, then I'll pray this over you. I'll declare this over you, that peace would be within your walls and prosperity within your gates. May that be the state of affairs in your family in Jesus' name.
Yes, in Jesus' name.
God bless y'all.
Bless
Thanks
you
for
all.
sharing.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.